Thanks for tuning in. This is the 8 blues patterns for lead electric guitar. Okay, so we're in standard tuning, and we're going to play some blues scale stuff. So I have a lot of students that are learning lead guitar, learning the blues, and they're like, what can I play as far as, I'm out of ideas. Do I just race up and down the blues scale? I mean, how does this work? So let's go ahead and pull up our Guitar Pro tab and take a look at some of these patterns. Hopefully you can see that, but let's go to blues pattern number 1. Blues pattern 1, everybody. Okay, so you take your blues scale that everybody knows, and what you do is you break it up into 3 notes at a time. All right, so you got your first 3 notes of the blues scale. Okay, and then you got the next 3 notes of the blues scale. And then you got the next 3 notes. It's just a pattern of 3. Okay, what if that keeps going? Then you got the next 3 notes. It's all patterns of 3, the next 3 notes. Then the next 3. And the next 3. Keep going, we're almost at the end. There's only a few notes left. Here we go. And there's the highest note, 15th fret on this skinniest string. All right, so we're in the key of E minor, and I know you can tell that we're just playing the blues scale on the 12th fret, and it's just 2 notes per string. I get a lot of students that are like, they play their pinky for each note. I don't recommend using the pinky unless you just really want to practice it and make your pinky fast. That's okay too. But if you want to do that, that's okay. But I use pointer finger and then ring finger. Okay, let's see, maybe I could do a close-up. So pointer finger, ring finger, then pointer finger, and then I'll just keep using the ring finger every time all the way across. Okay, and so it's only these 2 fingers, that's all you need. Okay, let's go back. So we reach the very highest note, 15th fret, skinniest string, and then you simply play the same pattern but in reverse, so going down. Keep it going. Next line. Okay, can you tell where it's going to go next? Next page. Okay, I'll go ahead and put the tab and the link, in the description, and you can download it. But there's the whole thing. You just played it. Okay, now what if you played it all the way through non-stop and you never paused and you just played straight through the notes non-stop? Then you got this. Okay, and then the last couple notes on that line actually start to go down the scale, and then scroll a bit and you can see where we're going. We're just going back down the hill. There it is. Okay, so then the next question though is, but wait, Andy, if I just step out on stage and I'm in the middle of the song, do I just do this? No, that's too boring, right? No one wants to hear you play an exercise, especially such a long one that's uninterrupted. So what you're going to do is you're going to play something from the heart, something soulful. And then you throw in a little bit of the thing that you just learned. And that's enough of it. And then you play something else. Then maybe you come back to it again. And maybe that's enough of it. Or maybe I'll do a little more. See, that time I changed the rhythm. I didn't play it like the exercise, but if I wanted to play it straight, I could go. And I could start anywhere, right? Could start here. And that's enough. Now I'll play something else. So you don't have to play the whole thing. You could play just little snippets of it. That was enough. Now, something completely different. Okay, so that was blues pattern number 1. All right, let's do blues pattern 2. Blues pattern number 2. Okay, this one is the same exact idea that we just did. We just did ascending patterns of 3, but this one is that same thing except ascending patterns of 4. Okay, so instead of 3, it's 4, but otherwise it's the same idea. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then go back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so on this exercise, you do end up using the same finger in multiple spots. All right, you'll have to play. You'll have to play finger 1 and then finger 1. And then you'll play finger 3 followed by finger 3. So some of the fingers repeat in this one. You end up with your fingers kind of hopping from one string to another, which didn't happen on the last one. On the last exercise we did, it always alternated. It went pointer, ring, 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 the whole way through. So that was kind of convenient. This one's not like that, is it? This one is pointer, ring, ring. Then you got to play ring again. Ring, pointer, and then you got pointer finger repeated twice. You're going to see a lot of repeated fingers. Okay, here we go. Start it over. First 4 notes. Next 4 notes. Think of it in groups of 4. Play each of the groups of 4. Next page. Keep going. Pausing between each group of 4 so that you can think of it as 4 notes followed by the next 4 notes followed by the next 4 notes. Oh darn, there's only 3 notes left to play, so I guess I'll have to just bend it and so I get that 4th note. Okay, so I'm staying in this position and I'm not sliding around to try to find other positions to play in. I'm just using blues scale 1. I'm not going anywhere else. So to hit that higher note that's out of position, I just bend it. Okay, so now I have the exact 4-note pattern I need right there. That's 4 notes in that group. Okay, it's time to go back down the hill. This time I won't pause between each group of 4 and I'll just play it straight through. Whoops, I went out of position a little bit right here. 10th fret, then 12th fret. Alright, so it's nice to know in the blues scale, when you play the basic blues scale number 1, it's nice to know that you have this note you can duck under. It's under the rest of the scale. It's like in the basement, right? And then you got this upstairs attic note. It's way up there, so past all the other notes. So you have a note down below and a note way above. And then there's everything else in between. Okay, so that was groups of four. Now, how do you use it in a solo? So, don't, like I said, don't play it all the way through. Just play something bluesy at first. And then do your groups of four. And then play something else. And then come back to your groups of four. And then play something else. Okay, so just use it in little snippets. And if you want to change the rhythm, you can. You can change the rhythm and keep the pattern. So there's a lot you can do with it. Okay, keep going. Now let's do blues pattern 3. Here we are. All right, this one. Oh, that's the same one again. Okay, keep going. That one got copied. Okay, do the next one. Here it is. All right, got to turn the page. Blues pattern 4 is a descending pairs pattern. Okay, play the first two notes going down. Play the next two notes going down. Play the next two notes going down. Play the next two notes going down. All right. You end up using the same finger twice, almost every time. How does that sound all together? Okay, what if I go faster? How about really fast? There we go. Next line. The pattern continues. There we go. So now I can do it all the way through. All right. You can tell that on the tab I put a little vibrato. See that little shaky line above the 12 there? That's a vibrato. Okay, play your vibrato. Okay, some of these patterns are fast and you play them as fast as you can and it's really fun. But where do you land? So you play the whole thing. And then don't just stop. That's not it. It's not over, right? What's the last note? How long can you sustain your last note? How long can you make it ring? Can you make it ring nice and clear and keep that note going? Okay, that's part of it, so put that in. You know, no one's going to remember that long, fast line of notes you just played, but they're going to remember the last note that you played. It's still ringing. It's still in their mind. That last note you play, everybody's going to remember. Okay, so that's the most important note. Not the fast notes, but the note you sustain at the end. So don't forget about that. Okay, with that in mind, let's take it from where we left off and keep going. You're still sustaining that note, right? I mean, it hasn't stopped, has it? I hope your note is still sustaining. Okay, good. All right, that was it. So let's play that whole thing all the way through. Here it goes. All right, so how do you use that in a song? Okay, so you're playing some kind of bluesy riff, right? You might start your solo on a long note. Then you play. That's a good way to start a solo right there. Or you could go down. Okay, so that's just a way to mix up the notes and make it more interesting. So you're still playing the blues scale and you're still blasting blues scale notes, but it's not just in order, it's jumping around. It makes it way more interesting. Okay, speaking of way more interesting, blues pattern 5. Okay, blues pattern 5 is go 3 notes up the scale, then go back down those same notes, so you end up where you started, then jump over all of those notes and hit a high note that's above all those other notes. That's a escape tone, all right? We're escaping the range of the previous section and playing a note above that range. That's an escape tone. Okay, and then you do it again, starting on the next note. And you just keep ascending. Next part. The next part is all right. There we are in that very last note. And you can see I put vibrato on that note. Okay, now since it's the end, okay, it's over. That's the highest we can go in this pattern. But I'm on the 15th fret, string 1. That's a G. Okay, I'm not sure I want to end my solo on a G. I mean, after all, we're in the key of E. Shouldn't we end on E? Wouldn't that sound better? So how do I end on E? This pattern, it doesn't end on E, but I want it to. So where can I go? You know, I'll just play E next. I just threw an E in arbitrarily just to end the pattern, just because I didn't want to end on G. Okay, now it's time to go down the pattern. This is what I call the Three's Company section of today's lesson. Next line. Sustain your note. Let it ring out. Hold it out. Play a vibrato. Okay, that was the whole section. So how does this sound? Here's the sound. this in a solo when you combine it with other ideas. So let's say you play the first section of the tune. And then you do a little bit of this stuff. And then something else. And then come back to it. And then play something else. Okay, so combine it with other ideas so it's not just so samey, samey, samey all over and over and over and over again. Okay, that was 5. So now we're on number 6. Keep going. All right, this one is play the blues scale and play 3 of the strings in a row. Okay, now go back to the previous string and play 3 strings in a row. Back up 1 string, play 3 strings in a row. Back up 1 string, play 3 strings in a row. There it is. Okay, how does it sound all the way through? All right. So, what if I don't even stop and hold those long notes? What if I just blast all the notes straight through? Okay, it's like a Zakk Wylde riff or something. It's pentatonic and just kind of shreddy. Okay, I would probably go back to the 12th fret on the skinny string and sound that E. Remember last time we talked about hitting E and making that the last note of your solo? So throw in a long E that you sustain and play vibrato and hold that E at the end of it. Okay, it's not on the sheet, but 12th fret right there at the end of the line. Okay, what about the next part? So same idea, but going backwards. Although I don't like to use backwards, I like to use descending. Okay, there's not playing backwards in music. It goes up the scale, it goes down the scale, right? It ascends, it descends. Forward and backwards is something else. Okay, so here it is. 3 strings, back up to the previous string. Play 3 strings, back up to the previous string. I played 3 strings, now I will back up to the previous string and play 3 strings. Okay, 3 strings at a time. Okay, so one thing that's going to make your playing sound a lot more articulate or a lot more pronounced, a lot more in focus, or just more precise, is literally articulation, where you have different notes that have different attacks with your pick, right? So you attack the first note and then play the rest kind of in a normal way. Okay, and then attack the start of the next round like that. Okay, and then really hit this note like you're trying to break the string, and then just ghost over these. Okay, now try to break the string. Okay, and then ghost these. So, get extreme, like really hit it, and then barely play. As loud as you can, as soft as you can. Like that. And that sounds like this. you got the point of the loud and the soft. Practice that. Those are your accents. All right, so you played it all the way beginning to end. Put a vibrato at the end. Here it is. Okay, what if you can't pick the strings fast enough? Just use hammers. You can play twice as fast. If you use hammers, you can play twice as fast. Okay, so practice it all with hammers. Hammer, 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 hammer. Everything's a hammer. Okay, that was number 6. Yeah, 6. And now number 7. Blues pattern number 7. Okay, this is the skip a string pattern. Here's what you do. Start on the big string. Now skip a string. Go back to the one you skipped. Now skip a string. Go back to the one you skipped. Skip a string. Go back to the one you skipped. Skip a string. And then, of course, end on E. All right, and that sounds like this. All right. Okay, can you play it all with hammers? Hammer every note. All right, you can do a lot with that first line. Okay, second line is just the same music in reverse, right? Descending really is the best word. Descending. Okay, so then you got more slow. Now pull-offs. All right, there we go. And here's the same tablature with all the hammers all written in for you to see. All right, and then here's the tablature. Same notes as before, but with the pull-offs all written in on the tab. All right, and that's the end of that one. Okay, so here we are, number 8, final blues pattern. Hey, thanks for tuning in and checking out all these blues patterns. I will post the tabs down below. All right. Hey, and if you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button. And here we go. Blues pattern number 8. Play every note twice. It's a double note kind of pattern. And you kind of jump around. I go up the scale and back down again. And it sounds like this. That's blues pattern 8. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention, a lot of people ask, what guitar is that, Andy? So before I play that one fast, I'll just show you. This is a 89 Strat Plus. Okay, Strat Plus. And it's from the custom shop. And it has the Blackburst finish. So Blackburst was a special order finish. It has like a wood grain. I don't know if you could see it super well. Maybe more on the back, but it has kind of a wood grain see-through. There's one that's called a Sunburst. It's kind of yellow, orange, red. This is a Blackburst. It's black at the edge and then wood grain in the middle. And these are your Joe Barden pickups. And it has the roller nut, which is kind of nice, plus the super special locking tuners there. It does have a whammy bar, but I don't really have that on right now. Okay, anyways, so let's play number 8 really fast. Okay, sounds like this. Okay, what's the next part? I just change a couple of the notes at the end. Here I'm skipping a string. Okay, so what do you do when you skip a string? Do you play finger 1, finger 1? I guess you could play it like it's a bar chord and squish finger 1 flat. I suppose that'll work. Okay, your other choice is just to sneak your middle finger in there, finger 2, okay? Finger 1, finger 2, and then land on finger 3 to finish it. Okay, otherwise you gotta squish one finger flat. Let's figure out what I mean by that. So this is what I mean by squishing it flat. So I basically put my finger like a bar chord, you know, I squished it flat instead of having my fingertips. Okay, and so do you want to do it that way, or is it better this way? With finger 2. So I get to use 2 different fingers. Okay, now since I played that finger 1, finger 2, I'm out of fingers. So whatever the next note is, it's going to have to be finger 3. Okay, and that sounds like this. Okay, and so that was number 8. All right, thanks for tuning in to the 8 blues patterns. Download the tab below and subscribe and hit the like button. And then, hey, if you really enjoy this lesson, I have a practice along thing for the 8 blues patterns, and it has a drum machine, and you just practice along. There's no talking or no lesson, or I don't say anything. I just zoom in on the fingers and practice with you for about 30 minutes. So that's for the members only. All right, thanks, and I'll see you next time, everybody. Bye-bye.